Okay.
Yes.
So what do we have today? Robert Herrick, The Night Piece to Julia. Did you do any homework? Did you have a look at the poet? Or did you just
No,
find...
I haven't, I'm sorry. But I've already opposed that he lived at the same time that Shakespeare, and so what was given just by you on the advertisement in the post. Okay.
Yeah, so in short, maybe we don't have to know much about the poet. Maybe we just should enjoy his poetry. It's nice to have a little background, just some general details. So he is English, from London, like you said, about Shakespearean times. Yeah. And he was writing very nice little poems about, well, just like Shakespeare, really. You can see lots of similar themes, similar ideas. Him and Shakespeare, just something thing of the time, typical. Love poetry, which is like, oh, come love me before you die, before you get old and wrinkly, because you only live once. It was a very big subject at the time, as we can see in Shakespeare's sonnets. Of course, we have lots of sexual puns. That's like, you can't avoid it if you talk about the literature of the period. But all in all, they're very lovely. And you enjoy reading them. It's about beauty or nature, or beauty and nature, yeah, and other things. So this one is The Night Piece to Julia. He's got a few poems to Julia, other poems to other girls, so he's not very particular. And as far as I know, he never got married. So I don't know, does it mean that his poetry did not work, or does it mean it worked too well? Maybe. Who knows? So anyway, when you see The Night Piece to Julia, and it's dated about Shakespearean times, what do you expect to see? We start with the title. What do you expect to say?
Just the text, which was written like in the middle of the night because someone was, I don't know, dreaming about like a beautiful, just of his beloved Julia, and so it should be like something, you know, very just passionate, tender, all at once. So something like touchy, sometimes maybe like, not desperate of course, but, you know, full of hope.
So if it's a night piece, peace, like peace and quiet, and peace like a little poem, a little game here. If it's a night piece, then again, what do we expect to see in the poem? What kind of themes, images?
Poetic, I mean, it's just something, I don't know, different, just to... So what is the question? Just about poems, but...
Yeah, just about your expectation. Yeah. When you're looking at the title, like you're going through the list of poems and you see the titles. Yeah, so the name of the poem is very important because that's the first thing you as a reader see. And when you want to choose a poem to read, it affects your choice. If it's a good name, then you will want to read it. If it's a boring name, then you'll probably skip it. So is The Night Piece to Julia an interesting title?
To my mind, it sounds just quite, on the one hand, quite typical, because we know that night can be the time when, like, you know, time for writing and for thinking and for putting everything just onto the paper. And we know that loads of, I don't know, writers and poets were writing right during the night hours, because they are, of course, kind of magnificent, just powerful, I don't know, it's just their time with when no disturbs you. you know, this like moonlight, you know, the quiet, like dim light and all that stuff.
Okay. So yeah,
That's what I think.
Yeah, so you think? There are a few ways again of saying it, like you say. Maybe the night piece means that he was writing it at night. And if you are writing a poem to a girl at night instead of just being with her at night, then you want something, probably. Or maybe the night piece in the sense that it happens at night. Which again, if you talk about a girl, about a night time, what do you want?
Some relationships.
Yeah, some relationship. So, night piece to Julia, and let's read it. Her eyes aglow warm land thee, the shooting stars attend thee, and the elves also, whose little eyes glow like the sparks of fire, befriend thee. Nor will the wisp mislight thee, nor snake or slow worm bite thee, but on thy way, not making a stay, since ghost is none to affright thee. Let not the dark thee cumber, what though the moon does slumber? The stars of the night will lend thee their light, like tapers clear without number. Then, Julia, let me woo thee, thus to come unto me, and when I shall meet thy silvery feet, my soul I'll pour unto thee.
Okay. Thee is a form of you. Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, thee is you is like thou, and to you, to thee, and yours is thine. Yeah. Any other strange words?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So what's your impression?
To my mind, it sounds a little bit typical with just always like stars, night, light, silver light, and just no one just will do you any harm. So like staying, going, like just this it is.
Yeah, we have lots of typical things because we can see it's a love poem. We talk about all these typical things like stars, and we have lots and lots of light of different kind in this poem. Yeah, so all in all, we can just safely say that it's a seduction poem, like all those many poems and sonnets about "Come love me before it's too late, I'm here. You don't know how lucky you are that I decide to write a poem about you and look at you. Come here before I change my mind." Very typical in that sense. Do you notice anything interesting, unusual?
Interesting and unusual. So the first is like "Come slam the number." For me, it sounds like wow, so rhythm and just rhyme. So not so typical for, I would say. Not so typical for.
It's not so typical for modern poetry.
Yeah, for modern poetry,
but for normal original poetry, it's a given. You have to rhyme because it's poetry. If you don't rhyme it's not poetry.
I can tell you, yeah. Actually, these are two things that I miss in modern poetry. So I really want to see this thing, canvas, slumber, number, night, light. Because, yeah, maybe like I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but to me it was makes poetry.
Yeah.
So you might find just this beauty with the rhyme, just in rhyming and like picking out words and just putting them into the sentence. Like they sound, my sound is just this beauty. You want to hear it. Just
yeah, you want to hear this beauty of rhyming. And really, if you talk about modern poetry, if it's good poetry, if it's real poetry, it will have rhymes. Just not obvious rhymes. They would be somewhere in the middle of lines, or it could be not a rhyming in sound, but a rhyming in meaning, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like here you can see, you can see, for instance, elves and ghost. So saying elf in one line and ghost in another, that would be a kind of rhyming in meaning, not in sound. Yeah. So since you talk about rhymes, can you see anything interesting about the way he rhymes the poem? Because that's one of the cases when we can and should talk about more, how do you call it? Technical details, yeah. That's where we can talk about technical details, yeah.
Good. So I would say that the word you at the end of the line. So it's not so like typical. Land you, attend, land thee, attend thee, befriend thee, mislike thee, and so on, by thee. So it's quite interesting. Seems quite interesting because that's so not a typical ending for a line, I would say.
Yeah, because usually if you write to a girl, to someone, you start with you. You are the stars of my soul. You are the only one. But here she receives this attention.
Yeah, it sounds like persuasion, like he wants to persuade her. This one, this is you, and you at the end of the line. So like the stress goes just to the end of the line, and then her eyes like let be, and the stress is there. So
yeah. So if you look at it, the first two verses, they all thee, and thee, then cumber, slumber, number, and then thee, me, thee. So he kind of gets inserts himself by the end of the poem. What else is interesting about the technical side?
Just a second. The technical side, well.
He uses a very particular form of rhyming, which is using limericks. Do you know about limericks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a classical form of limericks. Wow! Amazing. Why is it amazing? What's so special about limericks?
So the limericks that I remember, so they're a little bit like humorous and sometimes just illogical and quite often just ridiculous. So it's like different situations, very short, very bright, and just very easy to memorize because of the pinch of humor, I would say.
Yeah, and they have very particular composition. They have a long A, short B, long A lines in it, and that's what he does here. He follows that structure. Like you say, limericks originally, first, it's just one couplet, one verse. Here we have 4. And limericks are something funny and often ridiculous. And here, is it funny and ridiculous?
It doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound like it's funny or ridiculous. It sounds romantic. So it's a very interesting use of the form. Same what Shakespeare was doing with sonnets, really. Because sonnets were like, sonnets, wow, something cool. And then nobody remembered the sonnets, like, who needs the sonnets? And Shaky came back and like, let me reintroduce the sonnets. You thought sonnets were stupid, but here, look at what I've been doing here. So maybe in some little way, that's what Herrick does here with the limericks. So it has very lively rhythm. And if you have lines of the same length, How do you feel about it as opposed to long, short, long?
Yeah, the first looks like letter E, like long. So the longest, then shorter, the shortest, then longer and longer. Yeah, so like in the middle, the line becomes shorter, twice shorter than the first and the last one of
Yeah,
the...
which is the limerick way. Yeah, so it helps you keeping it lively, not boring, yeah, agitated, animated.
Cool.
So, yeah, any more comments?
No, just just for me, it's like lots of all the things are new, and so it's quite interesting, really, because yeah. So my experience in talking about poetry from this perspective is like,
yeah, because sometimes it's not important.
I'm ready to make all the noise that just all the comments of yours. That's why I'm typing it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a good idea to take little notes. Yeah, it's a good idea to take little notes. We can look at them later. Yeah, so sometimes the particular kind of rhyming is not that important, because sometimes poets are just lazy. They just do A, B, B, or A, B, A, B. They don't really care. But sometimes it is important, the way what rhymes with what, and the kind of composition, because it's connected to the meaning. It's not. It doesn't exist on its own. Sometimes it does just for the beauty of its own. But here, it works all together very nicely.
Agree.
Okay, then let's have a look at the actual words, actual poem. So, her eyes, the glowworm, lend thee. Yeah, your comments.
Yeah, actually, who is thee? Thee, it's like you, so it's like just this.
Yeah.
Like, who is you? Actually, it's not her. It's like...
No. He means that the glowworm is female.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah.
But land thee, I mean about the last thee. So
well, we know the name of the poem, the night piece to Julia.
Julia.
So these you, Julia. So he says that you have the eyes of the glowworm. Maybe, or maybe he means that the glowworm lends its glowing eyes as to light your way. What do you think is true?
Just a second. Your eyes, the glowworm lend you. And her eyes? Whose eyes then?
The glowworms.
Okay, then I need some comment on the meaning of this line in general.
Okay, so we start with her eyes, which is, again, it's going to be a romantic piece, and her eyes is a very nice and typical beginning. Like, her eyes are nothing like the sun. Her eyes are so amazing. But here, he plays with it. And maybe that's a bit of... Are you there? You there?
Hello?
Yeah, are you there, I say?
Yeah.
You okay?
But it was just a little disconnection. Yeah, now good.
So,
so actually, it's like Julia's eyes give you some sunshine. Like, it was simple.
Maybe.
So this you at the end. This you at the end is actually, it's not Julia, right?
No, it is Julia. The to you is to Julia. He talks to Julia. Yeah, he says he starts with a typical her eyes, and we, the readers, we expect that her eyes are Julia's eyes, and that he's going to praise them in some way. But no. Again, like the limerick, which may start normal but then becomes ridiculous. Here it becomes kind of ridiculous from the start, because her eyes, not Julia's eyes, but the glowworm's eyes, and a glowworm we have here. On one hand, it's beautiful, a little glowworm. We have the word glow, which is nice. A little light in the darkness, which is soft light, not blinding light, not hurting light. But at the same time, we have the word warm. Do we girls like to be compared with worms, even if it's glowworms in poetry?
No, but just no. Worm is like, I remember the meaning, it's like kind of a creature living deep in the ground.
Yeah.
But like a glowworm, if I'm not mistaken, is a kind of an insect that gives you like night bugs or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But still, we have the word worm in it, which, again, not a typical word for love poetry. Yeah, have you seen the film The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
No.
So they have a few films. The first film was nice, and the second film was horrible, and the third, I haven't seen it, but people say it was even more horrible, just because they want to make more money out of it. But anyway, in the film, there's lots of magic, magical world, like a Harry Potter, but before Harry Potter in time, a bit earlier. Anyway, there's this guy who loves animals, and especially, of course, magical animals, and he's a big expert on animals, and he falls in love with a girl, and he tries to say that he loves her, and he can't find the words, and some friend of his says, okay, just speak your mind, just say what you think, because it's you, she will either love you as you are, or if she doesn't love you as you are, then if you pretend, you just spoil it more, because it would be just like, what would you say? And he says, I would say, you have eyes like a salamander.
Okay.
And his friend says, okay, maybe it's not a good idea to speak your mind, maybe you really should work on it. But in the end, he does say these words, like, I don't know what to say, but you have eyes like a salamander. And she loves it because she understands the meaning, because salamanders have glowing eyes and they live underwater. So if you look at it, it's like little beautiful lights coming to you from the darkness. So in the end, she understands him, and she loves it. So maybe Julia understands it. Maybe if you say, oh, your eyes are like worms. So, oh, that's so sweet. Maybe it depends. Maybe. But in general, does a girl like you or me like it to be compared with a worm? Maybe not.
No,
maybe it's a bit funny.
Be like, yeah, a bad idea. Okay.
So the phrase, the glowworm lends you her eyes. Like, what do you mean? I have eyes like little green, tiny green dots in the darkness. Maybe it's beautiful, maybe it's creepy. Depends on your point of view. Or maybe he just means to say that she walks surrounded by glowworms in this mystical greenish light. So either way, it's very beautiful if you think about it. Either we know it's nighttime, it's dark, and now he establishes it. He paints a picture, because if you see the glowworm, you can only see them at night. Because you will never notice them in the day. They're quite plain little bugs. But at night they're shining very beautifully. So we can see darkness, and in the darkness, those little points of light, which are the glowworm's eyes. Yeah, we can't see anything much more, but now we start seeing very little, very soft light, just dot here, dot there. Okay? That's how we started. The shooting stars attend thee.
Yeah, again about light. Yeah, just stars like they're also like sparkling in the dark, or in the dark sky. We just actually associated could be with glowworms with the same just sparkles of light. And the shooting stars, nice. Yeah.
Okay, so first we have.
Yeah, looking at you.
Yeah, so first we have glowworms. Where do we see glowworms? Up or down? So she walks and she's surrounded by these little lights below. Hello. 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 Let's restart it. Just restarting the Skype.
Yeah, we're both. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Are you here now?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, she walks surrounded by little lights down below her feet. Some of the glowworms can fly, but they don't fly very high. Maybe chest high, I think.
Okay.
But I guess most of glowworms are just sitting in the ground. So we have, you can imagine it as building up a painting or a film, how to depict the girl. So we have darkness and we have very soft light to accentuate her figure. Yeah? So very, very soft, very subtle. Now we have the light above, shooting stars. We add more space, because when you say shooting stars, first of all, not just stationary stars, but shooting stars. We have more space above, we have the big sky, and we have more of the nightly images. Again, we can say it's twilight, it's night, it's dark, and she's stepping through this darkness, surrounded by little lights here and there. So why do we have shooting stars and not just stars? Why not the twinkling stars attend thee? Why shooting stars?
That's a good question.
What's your theory?
So it's just more dynamic. Yeah, maybe it's just, I don't know. Shoot is like an activity, it's more dynamic. Because like, it's different.
And what do we connect, what ideas do we connect with the shooting stars? Is it good or bad to see a shooting star?
It's like a falling one, no?
Yeah, like a falling star. Shooting star is same as like falling star. You call it shooting star.
Usually it's just the time to make a wish.
Yeah. So she walks, and the shooting stars that grant you wishes attend you. Is it good or bad?
Good.
Good, yeah. So he says, you're so beautiful. You walk in the darkness of this world, and you have all this magic around you, and your wishes coming true. You're magnificent, you're beautiful, you're perfect. Fortune loves you. The shooting stars attend to thee. The fortune loves you. And maybe, again, it's a little hint, you're so lucky that I'm writing about you. Come to me. Maybe. Maybe, like, it's a part of your very big good luck.
Okay.
So we have more light, and it's all moving because the glowworms are not really moving. Okay, there are different kinds. Maybe we can imagine it's the kinds that are flying around a little bit. But the shooting stars are moving, and it's all centered around that gull. It's around that gull, and it moves with her. Again, if you think about some other love poetry that we had a look at recently, you may remember that some of them don't even mention the gull. It's all about me, me, and me, and there's a girl I love, and I'm, we never get to know the girl. Here, it's to Julia, it's about Julia, it's for Julia. It's all centered around her. Now we have a little. First, you have glowworms, which are they're just normal little bags. Then we have the shooting stars, which are again kind of natural, but at the same time they're magical, and you can make a wish on them. And now, the owls also, whose little eyes glow.
Yeah, again a little bit of magic, right?
Yeah, so we can see she's walking, and there's more and more magic around her. So, again, what are the elves? What kind of elves does he mean? Because we have lots of different kinds of elves.
It's kind of some nice elves, maybe like not like creepy or not that like evil, evil elves, but maybe they're just magical.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. Whose little eyes glow. So here we have again the image of small people, small elves, not the tall elves. And like you say, not the original creepy elves, but more like friendly elves, happy elves. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're naughty elves, because their little eyes glow. So,
but you know, when I think about like pictures of fairies and elves, and they are usually like depicted like that they are little flesh of lice. You know, the only one elf just comes to my mind is like Tinkerbell. But I know that she was a fairy. But
yeah, she was a fairy. But it's
well,
we just say friendly. Yeah, we say fairy. We can say fairy like A-E, not I, not...
Yeah, fairy.
Yeah, fairy, like all kinds of magical creatures. Fairy. Not fairy, but fairy.
Yeah, clear. Fairy.
Yeah, so elves are a part of fairy, and really, if you look into it, there are so many kinds of elves and fairies. You can't just say, oh, it's an elf, it's a fairy.
Usually, I mean, they are depicted like also like glowing and just shining. You know, this beautiful, I would say, dim yellowish or goldish, just golden sign.
Or greenish or bluish.
Also like tiny, not lamps, but they are really glowing.
Yeah,
so
but here we have not their glowing lights, but their eyes, little eyes are glowing. And again, it can be very, very creepy.
Could be, yeah, I agree.
Because imagine you're walking at night and you see little glowing eyes staring at you.
In lots of Russian fairy tales, we know, so usually it was skulls with glowing eyes. So it's creepy.
Because why is it creepy? Why is it creepy? Who or what has glowing eyes? Do people have glowing eyes?
No, not we do, but
animals have glowing eyes.
Animals they have. Yeah, in the darkness, even just hairs.
So if you see a little person and his eyes are glowing, it's neither human nor animal, and it can be very creepy. And again, elves also, whose little eyes glow. The second time he uses the word glow, he's quite happy about it. Because some people say, oh no, it's very bad manners to use the same word twice in one couplet, in one verse.
To my mind, it's like about to to intensify what you want.
Yeah. And he repeats it, glowworms, just normal little insects, glowworms. Now they become little elves, by the connection of the word glow. And again, we talk about nighttime, so he constantly has to insert little bits of light. So we keep seeing. And when, okay, we can say about a person that his eyes are glowing. When does a person's eye glow, human?
Like crying or being happy? Or
Not
glowing?
crying, glowing. If your eyes are glowing, means you're excited. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, their little eyes glow literally because they're elves and their eyes are glowing in the night, like glowworms. While at the same time, he says it's exciting. Something's going to happen. We don't know what. I don't know what, he says, but I've got a suggestion. Because it's a kind of a seduction poem. I've got a suggestion why it may be. So, my eyes are glowing because I can see you. Are your eyes glowing because you see me, eh? Guy?
Okay.
Maybe. Like the sparks of fire befriend thee. Again, we have more words which mean light. So we had glow, shooting stars, glow.
Usually, to my mind, it seems like the different kind of glowing. So I would say that in the beginning, so what I have in my mind, if we're talking about like from the if I was painting a picture, if I painted a picture, I would say that like like cold light of stars, like
Yes.
white,
Yes,
and just
that's
glowing,
right.
and then it's going into it changes the color and becomes like warmer and hotter, because fire is like already just orange or red color.
Yes, yeah, that's
But
right.
colors starts to be different.
Yeah, that's right. Because when you say glowworm, it's cold light, yeah, and it's insects. They're like cold-blooded things. Shooting stars, again, stars, that's cold light. And some people even claim it's actually cold, but I don't know if it's true. Some people say that starlight or moonlight is colder than sunlight. Kind of makes you freeze, but I don't know if it's true. Maybe it is. Magically, it's probably true. Then we have elves also whose little eyes glow, and when we read this, then again, it's some magical light. And magical fire, it doesn't burn. It shines without burning, because it's magical. But then he uses the word sparks of fire. And that, as you say, it changes the game. Again, it's not big fire. It's sparks of fire. Quick, little bits. But a fire is something earthly, something hot, alive, again. So it's not like she's a corpse, yeah, surrounded by this horrible dead light. No, she's alive, and there's fire in her veins, in his blood, sparks of fire. And again, sparks of fire, that's little bits. Now they're there, now they're gone. Yeah? Just shooting little bit. Same as the stars. Shooting star, it doesn't exist for a long time. Only exists for a second or millisecond. And the sparks of fire, again, that's the image. It's something that shines brightly and then disappears, and shines brightly and then disappears. And that again is a very big subject. Well, maybe not very big, but it's a recurrent theme and subject at the time, in the poetry of the time. Like, life is short, enjoy it. Again, he has other poems like that. To the daffodils, for instance. Where was it? Yeah, to daffodils. where he says again, daffodils, you're beautiful flowers, but you haste away so soon. I shall read it to you because it's good for this context.
Okay.
Fair daffodils, we weep to see you haste away so soon. As yet the early rising sun has not attained his noon. Stay, stay, until the hastening day has run. But to the evensong, and having prayed together, we will go with you along. We have short time to stay as you. We have as short a spring, as quick a growth to meet decay as you, or anything. We die, as your hours do, and dry away like to the summer's rain, or as the pearls of morning dew, ne'er to be found again. So this idea of life being very short, and of course if you live in Shakespearean times, you know very well that it's true. Yeah, not saying anything, but yeah, you do know that life is short, and it's a very big argument in love poetry, very big argument. So here again we see your life, your spark of life. He says it's like a shooting star, it's like a spark of fire. Now it's here, now it's gone, and it's a deep dead of night around you. And life is little sparks which flash up in the darkness, and then they're out, and again and again. So again, we talk about cosmology and the way you perceive your reality. So any good poem does it. Any good poem shows you the whole world. It's a map, even if it's a silly love poem. Yeah. Okay. And the owls befriend thee. So they may be nasty little creatures. But they befriend thee because you're so nice that even the little elves will not harm you. Or maybe he means that the elves are like good elves. And anyway, the elves will never befriend a bad person. If you're a good person, maybe they will befriend you, or maybe they will not be able to hurt you. Either way, you're a good person, you have lots of magic around you, the world loves you, the fortune is at your side, and you're walking through the night. Okay? Any more comments here on this part? Okay, now we continue. No will-o'-the-wisp mislight thee, nor snake or slow worm bite thee.
Okay, so nothing will hurt you. I have no idea about like will-o'-the-wisp actually.
It's like this wandering light, little light, which if you trust it, it will make you lost. It tricks the travelers. You walk at night, then you see a little light, you think it's something good, and you follow it, and it leads you into a bog or to your death somehow, away from your true path. That's the will-o'-the-wisp.
Yeah, and that's why I mislight, so like misguide you. So
yeah.
Okay, it won't happen to you. So you will be like safe. No snake or slow worm bite you. Okay, again the word worm, but now it's like a slow worm bite thee. So again, just no harm. Yeah, you will be like safe and protected.
So we have. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You wanted to say something? Oh, okay, so we have the first verse just inversed. The verse is inversed. So the first part we have little elves who befriend you, so magical creatures who befriend you, who are glowing. Now we have the will-o'-the-wisp, because we have other kinds of light, which is like evil light. It happens, yeah, there is evil light. And still we have the word light, still we have the image of something glowing in the night. Yeah? but it's mislight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a negative copy of the first verse. So the elves light you, they like you and they light your way. And the bad light, the will-o'-the-wisp, does not trick you. At the same time, will-o'-the-wisp, we have the word will, and shooting stars, again, your wish, your will-o'-the-wisp, these connections. So you're guarded against bad magic, bad light. You know your way. You can distinguish between good light, bad light. And nor snake or slow worm bite thee. What's a slow worm? Do you know?
Slow worm?
Yeah, do you know what a slow worm is?
Oh.
What's a slow worm?
Native to Western Eurasia.
Yeah, it looks like a snake, but it's a lizard.
But it's not a snake, it's lizard.
Yeah, it looks like a snake, but it's a lizard. They're funny.
Yeah, it's worse. Yeah, they are really very just peculiar creatures and just snakes. And I know that they really don't bite, so they're like lizards.
Yeah, so they don't bite.
They're very beautiful colors.
They don't really bite you. They're very nice little creatures. You can hold them on your hand and they'll be happy. So why do we say no slow worm bite thee if they don't really bite people? They're harmless.
Because he just, doesn't know that it's not a snake.
Yeah, maybe it looks like a snake, but it's not a snake. Or maybe we have glowworm, and now it's slow worm. Okay, it's like an inversion of the first verse. No snake bites thee. That's understandable, because we have nature like glowworms, just normal insects. We have normal nature like snakes and glowworms that turn into slow worms, but they're still your friends. We have magic, again, good magic like elves and shooting stars, and bad magic like will-o'-the-wisp. And I like it how he introduces it. He says, yeah, there are good things, nice things, and there are harmful things, but you are fine with both. Good things like you, bad things do not dislike you, let's say.
Making a stay. So don't stop, go ahead, right? But on the way it's making a stay. Yeah, so but have to go on, right, and don't stop. Because actually we know that it's also quite a typical for just all the night journeys, I don't know, in fairy tales and some other creepy stories. So if you are just in the darkness somewhere in the nature of the forest, so don't stay, because you can be then captured and just, I don't know, something bad can happen, so just go ahead, and there is just lots of light to guide you through the darkness. And saints, ghosts, there is none. Saints, ghosts, there is... Oh, and only just, but there are some ghosts just, yes? Kind of fright you, and the rest is just quite safe.
So he says, yeah, you walk on because you have good light to guide you, and you do not have bad light to misguide you. So your way is very smooth, very clear, very safe. You walk on, but where are you going? Where are you going to? Not making a stay. Since ghost, there's none to affright thee. Honestly, I don't quite understand this last line. Since ghost, there's none to affright thee. Maybe he's like a ghost, and maybe she could see him moving as he was watching her, and she was a little bit afraid. But all in all, yeah, there's none to affright thee. We have lots of befriend thee, the last line, and now the last line, none to affright thee, make you afraid. Okay. That was nice. Any more comments? Let not the dark thee cumber, although the moon does slumber. Let not the dark thee cumber.
Yeah, so cumber is like, I checked it just before.
Restrain,
so it will like,
stop you.
To prevent you.
Prevent
so
you.
That could be so just dark and deep that, so don't let the dark like win, I would say.
And
so stay on the bright side, just not on the bright like good side, but stay in the light. Maybe stay spotted and follow the light and stay just, what the moon does slumber. Slumber is like
sleep.
Get like maybe the moon just will be, I don't know, hidden by the clouds or there won't be light. Anyway, if the night is so dark, so then the stars of the night will land in the, so there are the stars of the night, but maybe not the stars directly in the sky, but maybe all that little creatures.
Yeah. Okay, let's not hurry too much. So let not the dark thee cumber. So he says, okay, now it's getting a bit dark, but let it not stop you. You know you have friends, but also, I guess here is a little sexual pun in this line. Can you see it? Do you know naughty words?
Maybe not.
Okay, cumber. So the word cum is a naughty word, which is related to making love. And it's a very old expression.
Clear, okay.
Yeah. Again, if you look at the history of this very interesting word, then apparently it was written as three letters, C-U-M. It's more or less modern, but the word itself, the meaning, it existed for a very long time. It was used as a pun in Shakespearean times, and probably earlier. So it was known. So maybe it's a little sexual pun in here because they love this kind of things. So don't go to bed with the darkness. I have a better idea. What though the moon does slumber? Again, the moon is asleep. The moon is in the sky, in the darkness. You can't see the moon. Maybe it makes you afraid because the moon is a usual big light. Or maybe there's some other joke like, don't go to bed with the night, even if the moon is there asleep, kind of waiting for you. Don't look there, it doesn't matter. Maybe, I don't know. So again, we have, maybe we had just too much light, so now we talk more about darkness. Reintroduce the darkness because we are too far from the title, which has the word night. Maybe we had too much light in it. Although the moon does slumber, we can see the moon for a second, and then he says, but it slumbers, it's hidden. Still, the stars of the night, so we have the word dark and night in this verse, reintroducing, because we forget that it's night, we see too much light, we need to reintroduce it. The stars of the night. So first we had shooting stars, which we compare with the sparks of fire. Again, fleeting. Now we have stationary stars. The stars of the night will lend thee their light. So again, her eyes glow warm, lend thee. Now the stars of the night will lend thee their light. Again, we have this connection with the beginning, and everything on this world, on this planet, and this reality is eager to help you. They will give you their gifts. The glow worms, the stars. Really, they are the same. Little lights here, there, above, below. And just the music of the poetry. Land, the light. Yeah? Like tapers clear without number. What's tapers?
It's the piece of the candle, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a little candle. So we have fat candles, and we have tapers. So again, we don't have big light. We have little lights, not big candles, but little candles. And he says, yeah, stars are like little candles, but without number. And again, if you look at all these images, glowworm, we imagine a swarm of glowworms. Yeah. Shooting stars, it's not one star, but many. Elves, plural. Now we have stars without number. Yeah. So again, what we have again and again, this image, total darkness. We can't see anything around. Maybe there are some scary things in this darkness, maybe not. And that girl, and she makes her way through this darkness, and she is surrounded by this light. She doesn't have to fight, she doesn't have to search. There's nothing to be afraid because of this shield of light around her. And obviously, why does she have this shield of light? Because she has this light inside her. Yeah. Okay.
Let me take just a 20 seconds break, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. So just like. So, and let's get back. So lots of light because this light is inside her as well. Okay.
And now we have the image, not just of stars and all these natural things and elves out in the wild. Yeah, we have the wild side. Yeah, this is all the wild side. It's all outside of human things. Yeah, wild creatures, magical creatures, the stars, the moon. But now we have something else. We have these tapers. What difference does it make?
Okay.
Tell me, what difference does it make?
Maybe she's inside. It can be just like inside a building, inside a room, you know, somewhere. And then you need to lit up the space, like return all the lights, or just in the Shakespearean time it was like candles, right?
So now we have candles, and again, candles, little candles, without number, yeah, around you, but at the same time, if you have candles, then you're kind of back to a human world, closer to the author, the poet. And again, he always says it's clear, it's pure, you're clear, you're pure, everything's beautiful, your light is perfect. Okay. Then Julia. Oh, why does it have to be Julia? Was his mother called Julia? Let me check. He had a story, like his father killed himself when he was young, and that kind of affected him. And his mommy, there was something about his mommy. Julia. Robert Herrick, baptized on August 24, 1591, was the seventh child and fourth son of a London goldsmith, Nicholas Herrick, and Julian or Juliana or Julia Stone HERRICK. Yeah, so that's his mother's name. A bit strange. Writing a love seduction poetry using your mother's name. Maybe history turns, and then we have John Lennon and his mommy Julia, and him writing songs for her. Do you think it's the same Julia as his mother, or is it another Julia? Because if it's his mother, then it's a bit sick.
She's a bit sick. Okay.
Okay, I think it's another Julia. It's just a name that you find now and then, Julia. Okay. And Julia, let me woo thee.
Yeah, I remember the word woo. By the way, I know you say thanks to you, just and to the times when we were discussing Shakespeare a couple of times. And there was the word woo, and now I know it.
Yeah! Hooray!
Yeah.
Victory! Success!
Yeah, kind of. But you know, it was rude, just it was nice just to know it. Okay.
Yeah, woo is a good word.
So it's clear. Okay.
Yeah, now he says, then Julia, when you are in a room with tapers, or maybe when you're out in the open. It's a very sing-song line, of course, because we have lots of Julia, let me woo thee. Lots of long sounds. Julia, let me woo thee. In case you don't know what I want, let me just state it quite plainly, that I want to woo thee. And of course, thus to come unto thee, which again is a bit straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either come unto, thus to come unto me. Either you read it as literally sexual interaction, yeah, or you say like come, which again that's where the word we mentioned before comes from. Either way, that's why some people love him and some people hate him. Do you love him or hate him? Or are you neutral?
It's okay, like man and woman, so and he has some stronger feelings to her, so why not express? So why not? Maybe it was like not okay at that time. Just
no, it was okay because he doesn't feel.
Yeah, everything like a part of life, and actually, so everything just seems quite logical, and I don't see any offensive, just no, quite no offensive things in the text. So.
Yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not usual to find this very direct.
Yeah. Not even hints, but.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it straight. Okay.
Just to make himself clear, you know, because.
Yeah, it makes our life easier sometimes. So.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Come on to me, and that's where we have him appearing. So he's quite modest really, because he stays away out of the picture until the very end. And then he comes into it. When the scene is prepared, then he sails in, like, I am the punchline. I'm the meaning of this poem. I'm the one you've been waiting for. And when I shall meet thy silvery feet, and a bit more sexual things, my soul I'll pour unto thee. When I shall meet thy silvery feet.
No idea.
So apparently he said, oh dear me. Okay. Yeah, Skype just decided to do something strange.
It's okay, so...
It's okay.
Let's continue. So you asked me about the silvery feet, and I said that actually no idea.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No idea at all.
Two silver feet.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe silver is again romantic. It's connected to the starlight, and as a metal, it's beautiful. It's precious. It makes lovely sounds. And silver feet, small feet, beautiful feet. Maybe about the color, like white feet, elegant. But again, obviously, what he means here is, come to me. How can he touch her feet? Come to her feet. Meet her feet.
Just if they are together.
Yeah, if they're together in a very intimate way. And again, he doesn't talk about her usual things. He doesn't say, I want to look into your eyes, or you have beautiful lips I want to kiss, or I like your figure, or something, or hair. He comes straight to the feet. Maybe it's just his thing. Maybe he just likes feet. Maybe he thinks feet are the most important part. Or maybe because we just watched her walking through the night to him. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. So I would say it's a nice, beautiful poem with a little turn in the end, which not everybody likes, but still we have this nice composition. We have very nice imagery. We have lots of ideas in it because, like we said, even though it's just a little seduction poetry, it has this philosophy in it about life being a short, bright spark in the darkness. We have very nice image of the girl who is pure and gentle, yeah, innocent creature. And maybe it's another thing. Maybe he says, you're too innocent. I can help you with that. Maybe. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Because if you're walking in the starlight with the elves and glowworms around you, it means you're innocent, because they befriend you because you're innocent, and the bad things avoid you because you're innocent. There's nothing in you to attract them. Maybe. And maybe he means I'm as beautiful as you, so we can be together. Maybe. So what do you say about this poem now that we read it and discussed it?
Yeah, but that's cool. I don't know. Beautiful picture, so just possible. Okay, so love is a beautiful thing. Why not?
So, have your perception of this poem changed after the discussion, after looking more closely?
Of course, because just then you just look about myself, so it's not about only just to look at the words like, oh, just beautifully written, but I really love when, when you see the picture, and it's really like moving, like you're working together with her for this force. Yeah, and actually,
yeah, you
really
do.
Just, it's filled with become just fulfilled with the feelings and with the shades of meanings. You see this like that, I just really love it. Because there is a text, but it's so picturesque. No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I enjoyed it. That was good.
Thank you.